Welcome back to my channel. That was so cringy. Feels so weird saying that because I'm not that cool and nobody really knows about my channel, but hello if you are new and you are watching this. Today I have a fun book tag. It is called the Spooky Would You Rather book tag, and it was originally created by the book pusher, and I will link her channel down below so she can get the credit that she deserves for creating such a wonderful book tag. Also, I'm sorry that this video is going up kind of late. I try to post on Saturdays or my god, I sound like an 8-year-old man. I try to post on Saturdays or Sundays, but yeah, that didn't happen this week because A, the power was a little bit iffy here in BC because we had some storms going on, and B, I recently discovered Downton Abbey. Oh my god, it's like consumed my life this past week to the point that I have neglected my October TBR. So, and if you haven't seen that show, oh my god, you should go and watch it because it's so freaking good. Anyways, let's get on to the video because I have a funny story to share with you and I want you to laugh at my expense. So, okay, so question number 1, thrillers or supernaturals? I haven't really read too many thrillers in my lifetime thus far, but I probably would be leaning more towards supernaturals. Yeah, I can't even think off the top of my head a book that I've read that falls under the thriller genre, to be honest. And I've actually, bookworm confession, I've never read a Stephen King novel in my entire life. Like, that's sad. Question number 2, ghosts or zombies? That's a tough one. I'd probably go with ghosts. I feel like I'm more drawn to paranormal things than I am zombies. Because honestly, if I wasn't working at my current job, I would love to be a paranormal hunter. Like, how cool would that freaking be? Even though ghosts terrify me. But I find them super fascinating. Question number 3, vampires or werewolves? Anytime I have to compare these two, Twilight, it just immediately comes to my head. And like, Jacob was way hotter than Edward. But I love vampires, so I'm probably gonna go with vampires. But I feel like there's not too many books that have werewolves in them. I feel like they're kind of like underrated. I think it'd be super cool if authors would start writing more about just werewolves. I feel like vampires have really been overdone throughout the years. Okay, number 4, witches or demons? Obviously, I'm going to go with witches, which, by the way, I recently just read a book that is more of an academic book, but it was super, super good. It was called The Witch, and it was by Ronald Hutton. I will link that down below. I really, really liked it. It was a little bit dry, so if you're not into reading academic books that is kind of formatted like a thesis, then maybe it might not be for you. But I find witches to be so interesting if you like to learn about shamanism and paganism and the origins of witches. So if you're interested in that, I'd highly recommend that book. But I'm probably leaning more towards witches because of Hocus Pocus, and I'm just obsessed with Hocus Pocus. So, okay, question number 5. Would you rather read a book with 13 chapters or read a book with a black cat on the cover? I'm getting some superstitious vibes from this one. But I feel like the lesser of evils would probably be a black cat. Right? I don't know. Question number 6. Would you rather read a spooky book in the dark with only a candle light or by yourself in a locked, brightly lit room? Oh my god. Probably prefer to read by myself in a locked, brightly lit room as opposed to in the dark, because I will share a funny story with you guys. When I was really, really little, the dark terrified me sometimes it still does. I'm not even going to deny that, even though I'm in my 20s. But when I was really young, we used to listen to this radio station. I still do every now and then. It's called Coast to Coast, and they play it at nighttime. It's an American radio station, but they will have these different like guests come on, and they will talk about kind of their spooky stories, or they'll also talk about, I don't know, just extraterrestrial things. And I love listening to that Friday nights. And they'll also have it open for callers to call in and ask the guests questions or share their kind of stories. So it's kind of like a podcast in a way, but it's like live. It's like so much fun to listen to. They had this guest that came on, and it was like Chris Cunningham, and he had done this documentary, and oh my god, I think it was like titled Rubber Johnny. This traumatized me when I was younger, because after we listened to this little segment, I think it was like about a week later, my uncle found the video of Rubber Johnny online, and he showed it to me in the basement. It was a pitch black basement, and I think I was about 10 or 11 at the time. I can't really remember, but he showed it to me, and then that little asshole bolted upstairs. So here I am, this like young little child in the basement watching this traumatizing alien friggin' weird extraterrestrial thing, and yeah, my uncle bolted upstairs. Why would you do that? I don't know, but I love my uncle, side note. He's like a brother to me, but still, why would you do that to a child? So he bolted upstairs, and I was like, needless to say, like traumatized and just like hysterical. And so they took me home. This was at my grandmother's house. They took me home, and I told my mom like what happened. She reamed out my uncle. I could not sleep without a light on for about a few weeks after that. It was so bad, to the point that my mom was just like, Brittany, like, you can't keep sleeping with your bedroom light on. This is freaking insane. Yeah, and she hauled my ass downstairs to the basement and was like, you're gonna sleep in the basement, and you're gonna get over this freaking fear of Rubber Johnny, because he's not real. And it was like a finished basement, like it wasn't like creepy at all, but there was a couch right at the bottom entrance. So I just like laid at the bottom of the stairs. I was just like, I don't want to sleep down here, like crying my eyes out. It was just, I look back and it's just like, what? Like, it wasn't real. It was so cheesy, the little clip, which I will also link down below. So if you want to see the Rubber Johnny clip, at your own risk, because I still feel like it's a little bit scary if you were to watch it in the dark. But I got over my fear of Rubber Johnny, so yeah. But that was pretty traumatizing, and I don't think that I would ever want to read a spooky book in the dark because of that, because I feel like it would trigger Rubber Johnny memories, and I'm not game for that. So that's like my long story. Anyways, on to the next question. Number 7, would you rather face your worst fears or be trapped in the mind of a serial killer? I don't think either of these would be great, but I think if I had to choose, I'd probably would rather face my worst fears. I don't think I'd ever want to be trapped in the mind of a serial killer. I think it'd be interesting to see from their kind of perspective. And also, I'm currently reading this book called The Devil's Dozen, and it's just it's all factual information about different serial killers throughout the years, it's super interesting. I'll link that down below too. Question number 8, would you rather watch a scary movie or read a scary book? Okay, as much as I love reading, I'd probably prefer to watch a scary movie, just because I love going to the movie theaters and watching scary movies on a massive screen, and kind of creating this whole like atmosphere or whatever environment of feeling like scared and eating popcorn, and then and then talking about it after when you leave the movie theaters. Okay, question number 9. Would you rather read spooky books during the fall time or all year? Obviously, I'd rather read spooky books during the fall time, although I think you can read a spooky book any time of the year. But that being said, I feel like if I was reading a spooky book like every few months or whatever, I'd be scared all the time. I think I'd need a break. So that's my answer. Question number 10. Would you rather read 10 spooky books in October or 10 spooky books all year? I feel like I just answered that question with the last question. But to reiterate again, I'd probably read 10 spooky books in the fall. And that's my answer. So I hope that you found this tag a little funny, and yeah, I'm going to tag the following channels: Blonde with a Book, Beamingforbooks, and I'm also going to tag Amy McLean's channel because I feel like she would like this spooky book tag. I hope you do, Amy. You should do this frickin' book tag. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. If you're new to this channel, please give my video a thumbs up, subscribe. I want my Goodreads links down below. And yeah. See ya, guys, in my next video.